It's time to live your stronger life. Hey, I'm Sammy, physio coach and nutritionist, and your hype girl for creating your stronger life. Here, we ditch the quick fixes and build real strength inside and out. So whether you're here to tone up, drop the body fat, build muscle, mental resilience, or ditch the diet culture, or just feel bloody good in your skin, you're in the right place. So let's get into it. Hey fam, hope you have been having an amazing day so far. So in this podcast, I am going to be talking about all meal prep hacks for you busy ladies. Your busy mums, busy workers, busy ladies that just hate cooking and everything in between. You think you don't have time for meal prep? Well, I have some hacks that are going to make meal prepping easier and achievable for you. And why is that important? It is so that you can actually stick to your nutritional goals long enough to finally see some results. And meal prepping is so beneficial because then it takes away the decision fatigue. It's not like you're constantly thinking about the next meal. What should I have? I don't know. Do I have time to cook? Oh my God, I don't have time to cook. I'm just going to grab the first thing I can. Oh, it's probably going to be crap. And then you feel like crap. So then you keep eating like that and you just feel yucky and gross and guilty for it. So meal prepping takes away the decision. How easy is it to just jump into the fridge, grab your meal prep, chuck it in the microwave and you're good to go, or grab your ingredients that you've meal prepped and then you're good to go. You get a meal in under 5 minutes. You're busy, you don't have time, but you need to fuel your body properly. Meal prepping is the life hack for you, and that is why I'm such a huge advocate for it. Even if you don't meal prep like individual meals, you just meal prep ingredients, things like that. There are so many different strategies to make eating quality nutrition that your body needs super duper easy. So with that being said, let me jump into it. So first of all, we're going to keep it really, really simple. And I think there are two main methods that you can do when it comes to meal prepping. So one is that you can batch cook like actual recipes that you see on Instagram, all in the separate containers, the actual individual recipes for each meal put together. I'm sure you've all saved 1001 recipes, all the different pasta bakes and the overnight wheat bixes and the chicken satay, stir fry, concoction things and the fancy, you know what I'm talking about. Those recipes that you've saved and you never actually made? Well, that is one method, Are you going to make a big butter chicken? Are you going to make a big pasta bake? All those different actual meals that are put together that are balanced with your protein, carbohydrate, dietary fats, and your produce. And then you do them in each individual container. So you might do 4 or 5 so it lasts you over the week. That is one method of meal prepping where you batch cook the whole entire thing. Another method is that you batch cook the ingredients. You don't actually do like actual put together meals. Instead, you might just meal prep the staples, batch cook them, batch cook a big tray of potatoes and pumpkin, and you might cook a big batch of chicken, mince with and use different seasonings. You might do a big rice cooker, big bowl of pasta, chop your veggies up, prep all the ingredients, but you haven't actually put them together as a meal, because in that way then you can have a little bit more variability throughout the week as well. So that's actually the method that I use as well. So I will cook all my chicken, all my fish, all my potatoes, pumpkin, rice, everything in just big batches, and then because I work from home, I have the privilege of being able to throw my meal together, but it still takes me 2 to 3 minutes to just throw everything together, grab the veggies out of the freezer, all that kind of stuff. And so it does make building meals really easy, and you can rotate between things. You might combine the chicken and the potatoes at one meal, and then you may have mince with potatoes, chicken and rice, mince and pasta. You have the staples there, and you can just rotate between a couple of ingredients and a few different veggies, a different sauce or a seasoning on top, and you've got the variety. So they are the two different methods that I would recommend with meal prepping. You either do the whole entire meal in individual containers, or you're going to meal prep all of the main ingredients in one big staple, one big batch cooking sort of thing situation. So they're your two different options. And so therefore, every single week, you also do not need to reinvent the wheel and start from scratch. If you enjoy cooking and you enjoy those recipes, then do the cool, I'm going to have this meal for lunches and I'm going to batch cook this fancy recipe. And you can totally do that if that is your personal preference. But for a lot of ladies, they just get really overwhelmed with it and they don't know where to get started, and they just think, oh my God, I can't follow these recipes. They've all got all these different ingredients and it's just very overwhelming and confusing. So in that way, that's when I do recommend just doing the batch cooking, your major ingredients, and then you just combine them in different organizations and different combinations to make new meals without reinventing the wheel every single time. and then you can just rotate between different recipe bases, different herbs and spices. Maybe one week you're going to have basmati rice, the next week you might have brown rice, then you might have rice noodles, pasta, potato. Like you could literally have chicken with a different recipe base or seasoning and spicing, and then just rotate between the different carbohydrate sources and vegetable sources, and now you virtually have a different meal every couple of days, but you're not reinventing the wheel. It's all very similar. It's going to keep your meal prep interesting, but it's also going to keep it simple. There is also nothing wrong with just eating the same damn thing every single day. To be honest, I eat the exact same thing every single day because I don't want to think about it. I don't want to have to worry about trying to work it out to make it fit my macros. I enjoy the meals that I eat. I eat the exact same thing on rotation because then I can throw everything together and it takes me half the time it would as if you were pre-planning or trying to track as you go all the time and hope that you hit your macros, right? So that is another reason why meal prepping, it just makes life a lot easier. You feel like it takes time to meal prep, but in fact, not meal prepping costs you more time than the time it takes to just do the damn thing in the first place. And so the other reason why most people fall off track with their meal prep is that they do try and do all these complicated recipes with complicated ingredients you'll only ever use once, and then you have this weird amount left of all these different things, or it's such a specialty flavor profile that after a couple of days you're absolutely sick of it. So that is why I just recommend to keep it simple, keep your foundational staple ingredients, and just rotate the little bits and bobs in and out to make it more achievable, easy to stick with, and you can still have that little bit of variety. I also really recommend my ladies have 3 to 5 meals that fit their breakfast, lunches, and dinner macros, and they can just rotate between them without second guessing and having to overthink about it. Just put it on rotation. Plan it ahead. Put it on rotation. It's just going to make life a lot easier. Okay, so for some quick hot takes on some really easy meal prepping hacks, you can also utilize ready-made things such as pre-made rice cups, wraps, breads, the microwavable potatoes, the pre-cut up veggies, the pre-cooked chicken breast that you can now get. There's cans of tuna, cans of salmon, you get the idea. Buy stuff that's already ready to go so you don't even have to waste time cooking. That is also totally okay. There's nothing wrong with those options, and those options are better than you going and getting takeaway. So it's worth it if that's what you need. If you're desperate for lots of different flavors and you don't want to load up on all these different herbs and spices in your cupboard, then there are also some really great pre-marinated, easy to throw into the air fryer or the oven options. There's pre-marinated chicken breast. You can get different kebabs that are way better macros now. You can even get stuff from the freezer that you can throw into the air fryer with really good quality macros to suit, high protein and decent calories and decent ingredients and things like that. I've definitely done Instagram content on it. If you ever go through my feed and you have a look at meal prep hacks on the screen on the front of it, they're usually the ones where I'm showing you some of the ingredients that you can buy that are pre-marinated but also still really decent and not smothered in oils and all this other stuff that's potentially going to throw you out with your macro targets depending on your goals right now. For some people it doesn't matter, but for others that are more calorie conscious right now because they are trying to diet or they just don't want to waste calories on oils and other ingredients that you'd rather eat more other whole foods, then there are actually some really great ready to go flavorsome options that you can just throw in the oven, throw in the air fryer, and it's just going to make life a lot easier to meal prep, but you can still have fresh, delicious stuff as well. Then if you're really time short and you just don't want a bar of the kitchen, just utilize ready-made meals. Utilize meal prep services. There are so many out there now that it's all getting a lot more affordable, and the meals are done. They're ready for you. It's super easy to track. Just scan the barcode. Often though, I do find these ready-made meals really lack in the veggie department. So what I would do is buy your ready-made meals and then stock up your freezer with frozen veggies so you can combine it all together to have a really well-rounded, balanced meal. Speaking of which, what the heck is a balanced meal? You want to have a protein source, a carbohydrate/fiber source, produce, fruit or veggies, and some dietary fats. We want a nice balanced meal. That's how you're going to feel amazing for all day long up until your next meal. And also, if you're really stretched for time, think outside the box. There's no rule to say that you can't have sweet and savory combined together. Maybe you are going to have a salad with some chicken on it, and then you're going to have a yogurt and a piece of fruit, and then maybe some rice cakes. If you're strapped for time, you can just literally run into the grocery store and grab the randomest combination of things just to hit your calorie needs, and it is totally okay. Maybe you're going to get a piece of fruit, a high protein yogurt, you'll get a little can of tuna, packet of rice cakes, some avocado, and a salad bag, and now you've got this weird concoction of meal, but it's like you're going to have a main meal and a dessert in one, really. So you can totally think outside the box with weird food combinations because you like it, even if it's unconventional. If it's going to help you hit your nutritional needs, that is totally fine. So to summarize my rant on meal prepping hacks today is do it, make time for it because it is important and it actually saves you time in the long run by having your meals and everything laid out, planned out, ready to rock and roll to take away that decision fatigue and risk of you just being like, stuff it, I'm getting takeaway again, feeling gross in the tummy and then just not hitting your goals. This is why you're not toning up because you're not hitting your nutritional needs because you just keep grabbing and going whatever you can. Pre-plan, meal prep, have your staple meals on repeat, have your staple ingredients. You don't need to reinvent the wheel every single time. Keep it super simple and achievable for you. Now, if you also follow me on Instagram and you join my broadcast channel, I always post recipes a couple of times a week in there. They're directly from my Project Live Strong recipe database. There's thousands of recipes that my ladies get access to, but I do share a few in the broadcast channel too. And the idea of them are they all are easy to meal prep, throw together kind of options as well. And then there's always some fun ones to cook if you prefer cooking. So it's totally up to you, but make time for it. Make this a priority because I promise once you get into a routine of meal prepping, and it is a weekly habit, your life will become so much easier and you won't be constantly stressing about when's your next meal, what's it going to be, what do I need to go buy. Everything's done, ready, organized for you. Think about it like this. You know how we kind of whinge about wearing a uniform to school? I don't know, I didn't, but a lot of people used to whinge about going oh man, America gets to wear whatever they want to school and we have to wear a uniform, how lame. But can you imagine the stress of waking up every single day and trying to work out what the heck to wear? Actually, you probably do that now. If you work in an office, I'm sure you're stressing every day about what on earth to wear to the office. Or you've actually made yourself a bit of a uniform of clothes that you wear on rotation, right? And if you're a nurse, if you have other roles like that, you wear a uniform to work. It takes away the stress and the concern and the thought process and the brain fatigue of what the heck am I going to wear today? Because you've got a uniform. Think of meal prep just like that. It's going to take the brain fatigue away. You don't have to overthink about it. You're too busy to worry about it. Don't make that another decision that you have to make in your busy lives. Just meal prep, meal plan, make your life easy, stick to the staples, and you don't need to reinvent the wheel. So hopefully this helped, and I apologize I rambled on a little bit, but welcome to my podcast. I'm a rambler, and if you found this valuable, make sure you let me know. And if you come back to my Instagram and if you message me high protein recipes, I will send you some easy, free, high protein recipes that are going to help you hit your goals, and you can start meal prepping from today. Thanks so much for listening. If you found this episode valuable, please rate, review, and subscribe. And I'd love if you shared this on your Instagram and tag me Sammy_LiveStrong. And if you'd like to learn more about my coaching and join the Project Live Strong family, please message me Live Strong on Instagram and I'll see how I can help. I'll see you next time.